Look at that, right on schedule.
Yeah, that's right.
Corey.
Yeah, Dave.
How you doing, dude?
Good.
Good to have you so punctual, and I'm going to be running this on Friday.
Okay.
Perfectly timed to promote your 3 dates in Honolulu.
Oh, great.
If you had to drop one of these 3 songs to save time, which would it be? Police, Spirits in the Material World, David Bowie, Young Americans, or Def Leppard, Photograph?
What was the first one?
Police, Spirits in the Material World, then Bowie, Young Americans, or Def Leppard, Photograph.
Dave Bowie.
And you keep the other 2. Correct?
Yeah.
It's Dave Lawrence, the Workforce Afternoon. I'm so lucky to have you here. And today we get a chance to wrap up our series relating to upcoming guests that we've been doing here at the 420 with an actual guest. Appearing tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday with the Honolulu Symphony at the Blaisdell Concert Hall. On sale now at all Ticketmaster locations, Blaisdell box office, and Ticketmaster.com, charged by phone. He is a distinctive vocalist. He's in one of the most well-known names in rock. It is such a great pleasure to welcome him from Three Dog Night, Corey Wells. Aloha, brother Corey.
Hey, hello, David. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
It's good to have you with me, man. Thank you.
We're here in the promised land, and we're here in paradise.
We love that kind of talk. I wouldn't have you anywhere else, Corey. Thank you for being willing to take a couple minutes.
Yeah.
How's your tour been this year?
Hectic. Lots of touring. Trying to do a brand new CD at the same time, and it's. Even back in the 70s, it was you either went in and made the albums in those days, or you were touring. Now you got to tour and you got to make the CDs. But technology has helped that out, I guess, a little bit.
One of my favorites, since you mentioned vinyl, one of my favorite Three Dog Night vinyls. On the back of it, it showed this fisheye lens.
Oh yeah, that's Live at the Forum.
That is a killer.
Yeah, that was the live performance.
I like that one.
Yeah,
that's great. That's a great cover.
It was very good to us. I like it too.
I bet you do. So, how many are you still kicking? Like 80 dates a year or something like that?
Yeah, and I think they're trying to kick it up to more than that. But I have to put a lid on it to a certain point because it starts getting kind of crazy, and that was one of the main problems that happened the first time around or second time around is the family suffered because there was no time for families or and relationships were starting to break apart and all that stuff. So I try to keep it so that's a happy mix between the two. You work, but yet you're still home with family and friends and things.
So you don't bring the family out on the road?
No. She's way past that.
Okay. Even when you're coming here?
Huh?
Even when you're coming out here?
No, she's here. No, she's here.
So she's not that far past
it. She picks and chooses the one she likes.
It's called selective touring, brother Corey. That's what that is.
That's exactly right.
What's your wife's name?
Mary.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mary and Corey.
And the wind cries, Mary.
Throwing some Jimmy reference. We love that kind of talk. This would certainly rank itself as one of the more interesting stops of the year, but what are some of the other places, if you think back over the year very quickly, what pops into your head as places that were fun or special experiences?
This one, actually, here in Honolulu, we did a thing with Chicago here. We shared the bill, and that was back in the 70s. And one of the things I remember is that, as a practical joke, our guitar player, for some reason or another, they were clearing the sound system out, and he threw up a M80, or what do they call those little firecrackers?
Right.
And it blew off with the sound on, and it blew the speakers out. Mr. Michael had an exorbitant bill to pay on speakers. So I remember that.
And that was here,
different gigs. The Dallas Cotton Bowl, he had 46,000 people there. It looked like people were there for a football game. They were there to see us, and we had Rod Stewart open for us. So.
And that was another 70s gig.
Yeah.
And so the one with the firecracker and the speaker, that was here at the Blaisdell Arena?
Yeah, it was the one.
The HIC.
The HIC, right.
You remember it, though?
Yes, I do.
And that was here.
I think so does Mike.
That is outrageous, man. And what other, now that you've named some other bands, I've always thought that about Three Dog Night, because I have a cool concert poster of you guys with some crazy bands, which I'll share with you in a second. But, now that you mentioned a few, if you could just keep prodding your mind there, other strange double bills or bands that you remember you guys were on the bill with?
Oh, God. Well, during that time, it was a lot of love-ins, those festivals where there were a zillion, acts on the gig that went for a weekend, the old Lovins. Yeah. And so Hendrix, worked with Hendrix. We worked with Frank Zappa.
Did you like working with Frank?
Yeah, well, Frank was a friend of mine, a close friend of mine. I knew him before I even knew I was in Three Dog Night.
You're an animal. I love that, dude.
Yeah. In every band that was in the 60s and the 70s, we've worked with and on the same bill or whatever, Young Rascals, the Mamas and the Papas, Jefferson Airplane, And the funny thing about it is you never got to see them or talk to them or anything, because it was, in those days, you were shuffled in and out. You were brought to the site when you were going to go on an hour, half hour, and you did your sign, and zoom, you were shuttled out. So you never saw the act before you or the act after you.
I got a crazy poster at my parents' house. It's Pocono Raceway, Pennsylvania. It's Three Dog Night and Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Is that a good one or what, Brother
Yeah,
Corey?
that's a good one.
Uh-huh.
Deep Purple, I remember we did a couple with them. We just did a blues festival, which is kind of really, it's like, wow. And we get invited to do a blues festival, and we were like, when we were on the stage, we said, basically, people, we're not a blues band. I don't, have no idea why we're here. So we worked up like 3 blues songs for it, and they went over great. People loved it.
Rising to the challenge you were.
Yes.
This gig is special that you're doing here in town because you're gigging with the symphony.
Yeah. We have a CD out that was released about 2 or 3 years ago where we actually flew to London, England, and recorded at Abbey Road Studio.
That's right.
Pretty exciting. And recorded with the London Symphony. And it was just something we wanted to do, and it was fabulous. And we came back, and that was it. We're just going to release the CD, and that was it. But someone said, you got to continue this on. This is too good not to continue on. So we did a DVD with the Tennessee Symphony Orchestra. And then after that was done, then people said, hey, you've got to do this on the road somewhere. So every town we went to, like we performed with the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra and in Dallas, Texas, we did one. And, so it went on and on and on and on. So
it was like rabbits.
Yeah.
One led to the next.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're popping up with the symphony wherever you got a chance.
That's right. Right.
It's a good racket. I'm always impressed. Bands reach and find little niches like that.
Yeah.
And it's important to do that, and it's inspirational with careers. I leave you with, for fans out there who are seeking some sort of inspiration, you're a cat who's been doing what you're doing a long, long time. You still are using the name Three Dog Night. You're out there and you're working. And when you've faced challenges, uncertainty, moments you weren't sure what the future was going to bring, and you got through it, what advice could you give to your fans as to how to make it through those moments?
Well, one of the things I would have to say is if the fan is a musician and he wants to make it in this business, and I know that this is a pitfall for a lot of musicians, and it seems glamorous and it seems very, very exciting, but if they can, to stay away from drugs, because that's the first thing that will kill any band, and it certainly almost killed us. I never took drugs. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do any of that stuff. But I knew that because I was concentrating on what I love to do, and I didn't want to jeopardize my love that I wanted to do.
Your dream.
So, yeah, exactly. So I would say just if you really, really love music and you really want to stay in it and you want to stay in it for a long time, I'd say stay away from those kind of things, because those are the first things that kill you right away.
And what about besides music, just in general, like not for musicians, but the everyday guys out there, and they're listening to you and us talking, and all the different challenges that they face just getting by. Is there anything in particular that you've used as a well of just motivation?
Just stay focused and stay on course with whatever you believe in. I think the main thing is you have to believe in whatever you're pursuing or you're doing in order to stay that way. And if you really believe in it, stay with it. Don't be sidetracked, and don't let anybody talk you out of anything. Just stay on track and go with it, and you should do fine.
I like that. That's important to pass along stuff like that, because people look up to artists, and often they want to get a little something extra out of hearing an interview on the radio.
You got it.
And it's important for guys like you to be able to share some of the lessons you learned along the way.
Yeah. If somebody told me I would have been touring at this age, I would have said, No way.
That's what I'm talking about. That's
No.
exactly what I mean. You're a model of persistence, brother Corey. Hey, buddy, I appreciate it. I wish you well on your visit. I want nothing but good things to come your way. The tickets are on sale for tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday with the Honolulu Symphony, Blaisdell Concert Hall, Three Dog Night, hooked up with the Symphony right here in town, and the great Corey Wells being a part of the workforce with me, and at this magical time of day. Brother Corey, I appreciate it, man.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And what is your favorite time of day, Corey?
Favorite time of day?
Yeah.
Just before the sunset.
All right, I'll let you go with that.
Okay.
Be safe, brother.
Bye-bye.
Aloha.
Aloha to everyone. This is Corey Wells and Three Dog Night, and you're listening to the only show that counts, Dave Lawrence.